Hi guys. Think I'm live. You know what to do. Give me them love hearts if you can hear me okay. Oh, there's lots of you in already. Hazel Young, hello. Nanny to the girls. Nicola, hello, hello. Emma, Karen. Oh, let me just turn that down. Betty, hello. Michelle, looking forward to the Christmas collections. Thank you. So excited. Let me just turn my phone down because I forgot to do it. That's it. Right, my camera's up there now and the laptop's there. So I'm going to keep forgetting and I'm going to keep looking like I'm not talking to you. So you'll have to bear with me. It's a bit weird it being up there. We've got a new stand for it. So, yeah, so it's in a different position and you know what I'm like. I'll forget instantly. So, hello. It's so hot. I've got a huge, apologies, I've got a huge fan right there and I'm not turning it off for love nor money because it is so hot here. I mean, I like the heat, but not when I'm stuck sort in the craft room. Not stuck because it's my favourite place to be, but when I'm in it's like I said last week, I think, didn't I? Where I am, it's like there's just no airflow, which is really weird because I've got a huge window here, and the door's just sort of there, so the air should flow through, but it doesn't. So I get stuck in this sort of corner of the kitchen where everything's just so hot. And obviously you can see you see that I've got the fan on, can't you? Perimenopause doesn't help. It's just, but all is good. We've got some Christmas stuff to look at, so maybe that will cool us down. Karen Stacey, hi everyone, what a hot day here. Yeah, absolutely. So I was chatting with Betty Providenzi. I think she's on, isn't she? And she was saying how hot it is where she is. And it was like, I can't even begin to imagine how hot that must be. So we can't complain too much here in the UK, can we? Maggie Fielding, hello. Barbara R, hello. Laura. Tracy K, hello, hello. Rebecca, hi. Oh, Gaz, hello. Margaret, hello. So I'm so excited. I'm a little bit unorganized because I haven't put the kit together, but I've got all the bits here, so I'll be showing you those in a little bit. Now, normally we launch on sort of the first Thursday of the new month, but we've got quite a few bits on next week. Wasn't really possible, so I thought, well, today is sort of the best option, which is why I've been calling it my Christmas in early July event. But it just means that you get it earlier. That's all it means, doesn't it? Matt, you on time? Hello, Anna Marie. Good afternoon, everyone. Cannot wait for this, and I cannot believe we are talking Christmas on such a hot day. I know it's so weird. Ben, hello. I know you're on time, Matt. It is so weird. It's when I left, when I wasn't working for Crafters Companion last year. Last year, I thought to myself, "Oh, do not have to do Christmas in July anymore." And I thought, "Yes, that's great." And then, obviously, we've launched this, and now I do have to do Christmas in July again. So all my DT have had some lovely Christmas projects to be working on. But if you're not a member of my group, which is Michelle's Merc Crafters, very original name, I know. They have been sharing their projects. So Matt shared some amazing stuff. He's got that advent calendar with all those different sized boxes, with the Santa's Codes of Christmas, and then with the velvet reindeer. He's got that exploding box with the two smaller ones inside. Maggie Fielding has been sharing the most amazing cards, as Laura, and then Helen, she shared a beautiful album and a couple of cards, all with those velvet reindeer and Santa's Codes of Christmas. So we'll go through those first, and then we'll do the two extra that sort of Ben snuck in. As always, as Ben always does, he sort of works on something under the radar, so to speak, and then he'll come to me and he'll say, "What do you think of this?" And I'm like, "I love it, but we need to release it now because their Christmas stuff, so it works perfectly with the Christmas stuff. And that always tends to be why we do sort of those mid-month launches as well, because, you know, Ben's sort of working on stuff, and then when he sort of finishes a collection and then shows me, that tends to be a case of, I've got to show you it, I've got to bring you it. What's the point of waiting if it's ready? And, you know, a lot of you are very much like me, very impatient, need to see it now. So that's what those other two collections are all about. Hi, Matt. Good to see you. Good to see you on time. Is that what you mean, Karen? The only person who could willingly get me working on Christmas in a heatwave. I know. Right. So, shall we? What do we do first? Papers, kit. Let me show you some of the kit bits, because I've got about 12 kits left. So even though some of you have pre-ordered, I've got about 12 kits left, and then I can always put another order in if I get more than that. So I'm going to go through what you're going to get in this kit. So where do we start? Well, let's start with the stencil. So you've got the most beautiful stencil. Let me take it out of the packet so you can see it a little bit better. And let me grab a piece of coloured card, black card even. So there we go. So you are going to get this stencil. So this is a lovely size stencil. It is nearly 5 inches by 10 inches. So you've got that beautiful stencil, which I thought works perfectly as a Christmas one, because you've got those sort of stamps on there, and you've got all the different kinds of script on there, which I think always works so well with a sort of a Christmas collection. And then there's a couple of wooden bits that you're going to get. Now, I've had these designed for me. So what you're getting is you're getting a lovely size window. So I will give you the size. That is 6 by 4. But what you're also getting is you're getting these two pieces, which are going to go on the top, and there's going to be one on the bottom. So some lovely little MDF frames here. Again, it's a really lovely size. And I just thought, if you're using this on any of your cards, you can have Santa from the, the Christmas collection. You can have him peeking through it. You can, windows, you can do so much with them. So let's pop that to that side, because you're also going to be getting this wooden MDF chippy as well. And again, it's just a beautiful decoration. They take all of your inks, they take your pens, your alcohol pens, any of your paints that you want to use work beautifully on those MDF pieces. And then we have got, so mine is still obviously in the big packets, because I'm not that organised. So you're going to get 3 lots of berries. You're going to get some beautiful blue ones, and they're frosted, if you can see. And then you're going to get some of the beautiful red berries, because what kit would be complete without berries? And then you're going to get some white snowy ones. I do have the post on my page, and it's got the amounts of everything that you're going to be getting in there. So you're getting your wooden frame bits, you're getting the stencil, you're getting all the berries, and then you're going to get lots of sort of little baubles and beads. And then, so you're going to get some of these. Now, let me bring in a piece of black card. So the little pom-poms, but they're flat on the back. And they're really lovely and fluffy and furry. You're going to get a handful of those in there. And they're going to come with, you're going to get some of these. Let me get those out, because they are gorgeous. If I hold this black piece up, it's so much better, isn't it? So you're getting a load of these white baubles, but they've got like a bling round them. Again, the pictures are on my page, so you're getting some of those ones. You were getting some of the coloured ones, again with bling round them. You're getting some of those teardrop ones, again with bling round. with bling round them. I just put my reflection. I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. You're going to get some of these. And these have got loads of little Christmas sort of confetti in there. There is some little Christmas trees in there. There's candy in there. There's candy canes. There's all sorts in there. So when you, if you have a look at my page or when you get them, you can have a good look at those because they're absolutely gorgeous. You're also going to get some of these fillable ones. So they are just little glass balls. They're empty, so you can fill them with whatever you want. So you're going to be getting some of those. And then those are the just little lids that you just glue them shut, and then they're sealed. So you can be popping whatever you want into those. We've still got lots to go. What else have we got? You're going to be getting some of this. Oh, I love this. They call it fishing wire, but this has got obviously those beads on it. So you're going to get 1 meter of that. Now, this is, you'll have seen this. Loads of you have said, oh my God, I love this. And you're going to get 1 meter of this. So it looks like some little string Christmas lights. And it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to be getting 1 meter of that. And then you're going to be getting, again, lots of stickers. So let me see if I can open these up. It's been so hot today. It's taken me 3 times as long to do anything. So I literally just got all these out, popped them on the desk, and never really got round to making an actual kit of them. But you've seen, again, if you've seen my page, you'll have seen all of these. So what these are loads of different stickers. They're just lots of little doors, Christmas decorated doors. You're going to get lots of those. Let's just go in with the scissors and make it quicker. Oh, Angela for Crafts. Hi, everyone. In and Out has been a taxi for my kids. Very excited to see the Christmas collection. Yes, my husband's the taxi for our kids. And then you've got lots of Christmas tree stickers that you're going to be getting. Lots of, again, different designs in there. I'm not putting none of these away. I'm just literally throwing everything to the side. It's too hot today to care, isn't it? And then, oh, I love these ones. So these are sort of shop fronts, Christmas shop fronts. So again, you're going to get lots of these. So these are stickers. So you're getting lots in the green, which of course is going to work beautiful. So this, again, there's lots of different designs in there. And then there's some with sort of a blue tone, a blue finish. I can't hold them straight. So lots of those as well. Always work beautiful just on the inside of your card. If you don't put an insert in, but you just want something in there, always looks lovely underneath wherever it is you're going to be writing or your sentiments, something like that. And then, what do I've put them away? Bear with me. Move this back round. And then you're going to get one of these frames. Now, I love these. So they just open up. Okay. And then whatever you want to put, I've already got one with something in it, but I can't find it. So, but they're great. You can put your beads in here. You can put some jewelry in here. You can put some flowers in here. And then when you close it, it's a floating frame. So whatever it is just floats lovely in the middle. And then if you want to change it, you can just open it up, take whatever it is out. And I'm not going to touch it because I don't to get fingerprints on it. But these two, you just take your hairdryer to it gently and you heat it and it heats back flat. So then you can put something different in it. So you can keep swapping and changing whatever you want in these if you want to. So I thought that was a nice little bit of fun for sort of just for Christmas and decorations and having a little bit of fun. And then you're also going to get, I've got an assortment of script washi tape. So you've got some lovely browns and golds and sort of beiges that are going to work perfectly. So you're going to get one of those in there as well. I think that's it. I think I've gone through everything. So you're getting lots and lots of stuff. All those stickers, you're getting all those beads, you're getting the two separate strings of beads and the lights, you're getting berries, beads, you're getting so much in here. And again, if you pop over to my page, and I'll pop it on again anyway, it just tell you how much of everything that you're getting. So you're getting such a lot in here. You really are. And then while I've sort of been having a bit of a play about today, let me try and make some room for myself. I just did a massive de-stash, well, part of one. I keep trying to do a de-stash. You accrue so much, but the best thing about a de-stash is when you're going through all your stuff, you find so much stuff that you either forgot you had, or you were like, oh my God, that's where I've put it. So it's, I love a good de-stash because you find all the good stuff. Too much effort for today, doing a de-stash, absolutely, totally agree. Lots of de-stashers. Get rid of the old for sure to make way for our Michelle's new, definitely. I agree, Matt, I need to have a de-stash, but I'm just about managing to function. In this heat, I mean, look at my hair. It was lovely. And then the heat has just made it go flat. So it's just too hot, isn't it? Right, so that is what you were getting in your kit. But also remember, you get to pick a 12 by 12 and a 6 by 6 to go in your kit. And what I thought I would also do is, it's Christmas. We all make an advent calendar at Christmas. So in your kit, so if you decide to go for the velvet reindeer in a 12 by 12, what I'm going to pop you in as well is the velvet reindeer in 3 by 3. So all 12 of them in 3 by 3, you know, like my topper sets. So you can use the smaller ones for the fronts of any of your boxes. So if you're making like more traditional box size advent calendar boxes, then I'm going to pop you a couple of sheets in. So they're all going to be 3 by 3, so the perfect sizes. And then obviously you've all got numbers and things at home. So I'm going to pop you a couple of, if you want, if the topper sheets in, then I'll pop them in, and then you've got them perfectly sized for the fronts of your boxes for when you make some advent calendars. So I'll pop those in as well. So you 12 by 12, you 6 by 6, 2 topper sheets, and then everything else that you've seen, including the stencil and the MDF bits. So a nice, lovely kit, lots and lots in there. Clarice, why are we congratulating? Oh, you're officially retired. Oh, that's amazing news. You get to just do whatever you want now, unless you've got kids or grandkids. You look fab and cool, Michelle. I've got a huge fan next to me. It's the only thing that's stopping me from dying right now. Managed to catch you live again. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. Right. We will start. I'm going to start with the velvet reindeer. I'm going to start with the mane, and then we'll go. I'll show you the backgrounds. So I was having a bit of a chat with some, I think it was Gaz and Betsy, and I think it was Laurie. Now, Laurie was telling me that the last time I was showing you sort of a sneaky peek of these, that I kept calling her. And she said reindeer with those big things, a male, or deer with those big things on the head, a male. So I had a bit of a panic. And actually, what I found out through the lovely David Attenborough on some Google site is that female reindeer also grow antlers. especially at a particular time of year. They grow antlers as well because it's cold, and if food is scarce and stuff like that, you know, their mama instinct comes out and they grow antlers. So when I was saying, oh, isn't she beautiful? I was actually right. I did have a bit of a panic. So she is beautiful. And she's got those beautiful antlers out because she's gone all mama reindeer, and she's protecting her little ones, and, you know, it enables her to find food in obviously the colder months. Now, who would have thought that me creating a collection would make me learn new stuff? But apparently it does. Lots of congrats for Clarice, definitely. So yes, so I was in a bit of a panic. So I had to have a Google because I kept calling her she, because they obviously look feminine. And what I also discovered is, so they also reckon that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer could have been a female, because at that time of the year, the females keep or grow their antlers. So there's one for we learn something new every day. So if there was deer, if there were just normal deer, the female do not grow the antlers, but reindeer do. So thank you, Laurie, for panicking me and making me go Google. Go Google it. So what you're going to get through these, as you can see, is you've got reds and greens and golds, presents and flowers and baubles, just beautiful. But it's a little bit grungy because obviously that's sort of what I like. And then so you've got this beautiful cracked background, and then you've got the sort of grungy lights up there, and sort of that feel about it. But still, you've still got a nod to the tradition in there with that bit of modern twist on there. So another gold one. And again, just obviously with a Santa hat on, because, you know, reindeer have to have a Santa hat. But I love the grunginess, sort of the gold. So what you can do is if you bring in one of your glue pens, and you can really highlight bits, and either put your gold glitter on there or your gold foiling, really highlight some of those bits if you want to. I'd seen that male deer shed their antlers in winter and they regrow in the spring. Yeah, so that's it. I think it's a bit similar with reindeer, which is why they think, you know, Santa's sleigh was pulled by the female ones, because at that time of year, the female ones do have them because they have to protect and find food for their babies. So yeah, and they're just pretty, aren't they? They're definitely. And come on Christmas Eve, when no one else wants to be working, it's going to be those lady reindeers who'll say, look, I'll help you. That man deer reindeer is going to be in the pub. It's going to be like, no, Santa, I'm sorry. Clocked off for Christmas. So again, you've got that beautiful grungy background, which is, it's just something I love, because you can put something really modern or really vintage or really anything, and then you stick that sort of grungy background on, and it just gives it that edge, doesn't it? So I'm holding up the 12 by 12s, and if some of you who ordered over birthday haven't noticed, my paper's changed. So the smooth mat that I normally get, so the person that I buy it from, he has got a new smooth mat in, and it's a 220 rather than a 200 GSM, but it is the softest, smoothest card. It's really, really nice. So this is my new smooth mat, but I've tried it out. It takes your inks, you can stamp on it, it folds, cuts, burnishes, scars, absolutely beautiful. So it works just as well. It's just a smoother smooth mat than it was before. So I think we've gone through the golds, the greens and the reds, and now we've got some whites. So you've got that more white background, which is a bit more clean and simple, I think, isn't it? But it's still got that grunge, a little bit of script running through it, which is something that I always love. Too stinking cute. Thank you very much, Clarice. Can't hold these straight. For love nor money, I cannot hold these straight. I thought it had changed when I got my pink parcel this week. Yeah, it has. So I think these white ones, definitely more clean and simple, even though you've got a bit of that grunge going on. So if you can see sort of around the baubles at both sides, it's a lot more clean and simple. So if I bring, excuse me, I'm going to disappear a minute. So if I bring them both in, you can see the grunginess really pops more with the coloured. And it's a lot more subtle with the white. But then it just means you've got more options, haven't you? So there you go. So not only have we seen some fabulous papers, we've also had a lesson on reindeer. You don't get that anywhere else. Right, so we'll go on to the backgrounds. So I was saying, haven't I? The card has changed. So it's only changed that it's from a 200 to a 220 and it's just smoother. It still works absolutely beautifully with all the things that we're going to be doing with it. So this is our velvet reindeer backgrounds. And it's almost like I psychically knew that apparently the female antlers on the reindeer, they almost feel and look like velvet. So the fact that I called this velvet reindeer before I even knew that, it's almost like it was meant to be. So these are the backgrounds that go with those velvet reindeers. Beautiful to cover up, or as Laura and Maggie have shown you with some of their cards that they've made, they make a beautiful focal point all on their own. So with the 12 by 12, you know, you can cut these up into sections. So that bit there with the poinsettia, that's going to make a beautiful 5 by 5 card, or you're going to fussy cut it. It's going to make a beautiful topper. And again, the script, the cracked background, which I love, the sort of bit of a grungy effect on there. And in this one, you are going to get 3 of the white, 3 of the green, 3 gold, and 3 red to match perfectly with your Velvet Reindeer main collection. So you can be using them together. Like so, Matt has made some amazing, I'm going to say some amazing boxes. There are the 3 in there, aren't there? With these and the Velvet Reindeer, because obviously they're going to work together beautifully. So one of the red ones, Frameworthy, thank you very much. They're just beautiful, aren't they? I was saying to Laura, I don't know if it was yesterday or today, I said, you've made some, I love how she always knows which part to pick, to cut up and just make a beautiful card just with the backgrounds. And I said, the thing is, what I really want is, if there's someone and they're looking at my stuff and they can only afford one pad, I think the backgrounds, what sort of had in mind was the backgrounds are going to be perfect for, because that used to be me. There was, if I was watching a launch, I could only afford one thing, and it would have been the background, because I can use it for so many different things, because there's no reindeers on there. So I can use it for 10 times more cards and projects that I'm making than if I got the reindeer one. So for that person who is looking and thinks, can I really afford one pad? The background pads, because they're such a focal point anyway, and are still going to work as a background, that was sort of my thinking with some of these backgrounds that I do create. And plus, if you are only buying one thing from me, I want you to buy a fabulous background pad, not a fade into the background pad, if that makes any sense. And then last one, I love this one. I love the little star anise on there. I can almost smell the Christmas from this piece of paper. So that is the two velvet reindeer and velvet reindeer backgrounds. And as always, everything comes in just everything's sticking together now because I've closed no packages. Oh, Melissa Craig. Now, did I say hello to you earlier, or was that someone else? Because if I didn't, hello. I tried to look up at the comments a lot more than well, I don't look up as much as I should. I should try, and menopause, I forget. It's a lovely image, Kathy. Thank you very much. Frameworthy gorgeous. Every day is a learning day. I know. I do try to, if I am making something and it is, I want it to be sort of correct, I do try to research. I will research to make sure that the idea that I've got, no one else has sort of released something similar or the same. And I think when, like with the birds and the jungle one and stuff like that, I'll try and research and make sure that I'm getting it sort of correct, not putting something where it shouldn't be, or with the birds, making sure that the colours or whatever are correct. As with the Egypt one as well, and all the hieroglyphs and stuff. I did a lot of research. I found out so much fabulous stuff about Egypt. I forgot it now. But I do try to do the research to make sure that everything's sort of all right. I thought I had decided what papers I wanted in my kit after seeing the first two paper pads, but I'm not sure. Some of them background papers would make lovely winter wedding cards. Absolutely. They absolutely would, definitely. Culture Club, Can a Chameleon song keep coming into my head with this collection? Hello, Lynn. Are you running late or have I missed you? Wasn't me earlier. I sort of snuck in. You did sneak in, Melissa. Because I didn't see. I try to glance up as much as I can. So Santa's Cozy Christmas. As always, I love the fronts. I think they're just absolutely fabulous. So if you're creating boxes or albums and your spine is sort of that size, they're going to work perfectly, aren't they, the front pieces? Right. I love the velvet reindeers, but I love this one. Now, I had this idea and I was sort of working on it with Ben. And when you've got that vision and you're just not quite there. So Ben worked on it a little bit for me and he got it just spot on. I wanted the old vintage classic Santa. I wanted that beautiful street view at night with the moon out. And I love the crack, I do. So the crackle effect that I like to add to my pads, and he's got that. I love, because I said have the crackle effect in the background, but he's put it on Santa's coat. Excuse me. And I absolutely love it. I love everything about this. All those little bits and bobs and details that he just sort of throws in there, like this little thing here. I just absolutely love. I think it just feels so Christmassy for me. I mean, it's Santa, it's obviously going to, but it's the glow from the windows and the glow from the lamplight and just everything, all the presents, all the boxes and things on the streets there. Like in Ratton, or because obviously back in the day they didn't have bright sparkly Christmas paper, so things were in boxes, so it's all very, very natural and neutral, the things that are around him, even to the baubles and like the thingamabobbles. and the lanterns and just everything. And sometimes the fact that he's sort of looking up into the sky, almost like he's looking for Santa going over, but obviously, Santa stood there. Although he was probably running behind, and Mrs. Claus was like, "Oh, for God's sake, come on, give me your sleigh, I'll finish off for you." So you can really look at that one, you can really see the crackle on Santa on this one, can't you? I'm running late. I'm so glad to catch you live. I love your papers. Oh, thank you. I just love a vintage Santa. Absolutely. I love these. Just the poinsettia on his coat, his little bag with his magic dust in it, and just everything. That would be a lovely one to fussy cut and decoupage. Yes. So with these, that is just really sort of front and foremost with them. The ability to really cut into these is off the scale, definitely. And I love that he's got the real long coats, which again, it makes it feel a bit more vintage and Victorian. But then you've got that crackle on there. It makes working on Christmas in July bearable. I love this one. I love the little teddy just waving in the background. Almost like Santa, don't forget me. And then the crackle right at the top. His coat. I just love everything about it. Even just putting a bit of clear and white vellum over the lights. Yeah, definitely. There's so many things that you are going to be able to do with these. Even to cutting them up. I mean, I know these are I like to show you the 12 by 12s because I feel you can see it a lot better. But just as a 6 by 6, just as that as a topper on a card, with nothing else on there, is going to be just a beautiful image. I love noticing the little bears that were on some of the papers. Yeah, it's almost like a spot the little cute thing. Love his coat, Hazel. Yeah, absolutely. All of your collections are awesome and beautiful. Oh, Carol, thank you very much. Making me ready for winter. This heat today is making me ready for winter, can I just say? I love the summer and I love the heat, but when it gets really clammy and sticky, I'm not happy. And all of a sudden I've cooled down. And then the last one, it's almost like, when you were little and my mum used to take us to the card shop, and we used to get to pick a pack of cards for our friends for Christmas. And I can remember taking that pack of cards home, 12, 20, however many were in there. And I had my list of names of all my friends, and I'd go through them, and I'd pick my favourite for my best friend, Rachel, and then my second favourite for my second favourite person. And I'd go through the pack, and then the one that I hated the most got at school, because you had to send everyone a Christmas card, because we just did. Everyone, it wasn't a case of we only sent them to the few who we liked, because I don't know, we were brought up, everyone gets a Christmas card, everyone got a birthday card, because we didn't exclude anyone. But they didn't mean they got the best card out of my pack, can I just say? They got what was left. So this is the Santa's Cozy Christmas, and this is the backgrounds. Now, I know I've called it a background, and it's a Michelle background, because what you've still got that beautiful street with all of that going on. Obviously minus, the Santa and the bigger details like that. because again, you know, when I was just saying, if someone can only afford that one pad, this is the one that you're going to be getting, because you can be putting your Santas on there, you can be putting your gingerbread men, your gnomes, your fairies, whatever, because it's just a beautiful blank canvas, and you can bring absolutely anything to this one that you want. But as Maggie created a card where she had the Santa on the inside and this was on the outside, and she did a double gatefold where the outside of the gatefold card was this, and then inside there was the Santa, so it's almost like you really walked down that street into the image. So they've done an amazing job of all the DT. I think Laura and Maggie took some of the images, and it was literally, so for instance, this one, just the lamppost with the bits underneath. I think they might have had an 8x8, but it doesn't matter. And then just a sentiment on there. So, you know, still cutting these up is going to work amazing. The DT have been absolutely awesome. They've just worked magic with these. I'm sorry, I'm getting lost in my own paper. They've worked magic with these papers for me. They really have. So you must go have a look at my Michelle's McCrafters page on Facebook. But what I will do is I will create a reel of all of their collections, and I'll pop it here under the shorts on YouTube, because I know some of you don't have Facebook and things like that. So if I get all of their pictures together and put it on as shorts, then you get to see all the projects that they've made as well. And then you're not going to miss out either. And obviously there's the inspiration there as well. So you can see with the stickers that I picked that go in the kit, with the blue fronts and the green sort of shop fronts, how they're going to work with the collections. The stickers with the Christmas trees, those beautiful decorated front doors. Just the snow. It's almost like you could pick it up and feel the snow in between your fingers. Reminds me of a Thomas Kincaid painting. I will take that. And by me, I mean Ben, obviously. This little Santa here, this is the one that I can't remember if it was Laura or Maggie, sorry, just used that bit on the front of a DL card, and it just looks beautiful. Thanks, Michelle, I'm not on Facebook. No, so I will get that done. I'll get all the inspiration and I'll pop it over onto a reel for those of you that aren't on Facebook. I think we forget. I think we just assume everyone's on Facebook, don't we? But I've got so many friends from school that I would love to find, and they're not on Facebook. Either that or they've blocked me and I can't find them. You can almost see Scrooge walking down that street, can't you? It's very much that period. I love the crackle effect. I just love it. I'm a definite. So from me, you can tell if it's a me or a Ben finished project. Because with me, it's a bit grungy. You get that crackle effect. And with Ben, he loves the watercolor and the sort of the alcohol ink effect on his finishes for his collections. I like to think that we'd almost get into a point where you would recognise it if it's sort of a Paper by Michelle collection, which makes me quite happy. Because I'm never quite sure. Or to start with, I just say to Ben, I'm not sure if we've got, or if I've got a particular style. Because I just love paper. I love all paper. I love all paper designs. But I think we definitely have got our own sort of little style. So that is both of the Santa's Cozy Christmas and the Velvet Reindeer. So I just pop that there. Have a look at some of the messages, comments. I did a couple with a couple of DL cards you did. Your background papers would be good for scrapbook pages. Yeah, absolutely. They'd also actually be really good. So I've got an idea, which I'm going to either do it on a live on Thursday or get it made and just put the thingy up for a little album style, but it's a bit of a different album style. That told you nothing, did it? But I had this idea today that I wanted to do something, and my point was that taking some of the backgrounds and using them as pages on the inside, because my papers are only one-sided. So what you've got is the ability to fold them all up. And almost like a bit of a journal. You can be inking, stamping, designing on one side, and then you've got the beautiful image on the other side, and making sort of a little journal or scrapbook or something like that with them, definitely. Forgot about this coming on today. We'll have to rewatch the beginning later. Shannon, that's quite all right. I'd love to live on those streets. Absolutely. Totally. It's definitely a compliment. Thank you. Did start adding to Pinterest. Oh, I keep starting with Pinterest and then I'll upload and then I forget, and then I need to upload more and I forget, and it's just there's so much to do. Just needed a little drink there. So if I did it all, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Pinterest, there's TikTok. I mean, TikTok is a great platform, but it's just by the time I get to TikTok, I think I'll do it tomorrow, and I never do. And then there's this here as well, and I have some ideas for these papers, that's for sure. Oh, fabulous, guys. Papers would be pretty for a pop-up Christmas book. Yes, absolutely. So that is the two collections that we were bringing to you, but Ben snuck those two sneaky last minute ones in. So what we've got for you is we've got two, and I've printed these out on A4 for no other reason than I printed them out on A4. So this is the When We Believe. So Ben brought sort of a lot of finished designs to me, and they definitely worked in two sort of different categories. One, they're a bit more whimsical. So this is one of them. So all those baby reindeer and those little children. He wanted to. He's been working on it for ages. He wanted something that took him back to when I was saying we're picking cards and things like that. Something that took him back to when he was younger and all the Christmas cards that we used to get when we were little, and he wanted that sort of feel, and that's definitely what I think he got, because I think they're absolutely beautiful. So again, there's two collections. The other one's a little bit bolder than this one, and this one's more whimsical with that real alcohol ink background on there. So like I was saying, you can tell that they're a Ben collection finished, or a Ben finish. I'm sticking to that one. Let me turn these round. So if I'll obviously show you the next one in a minute, but if you prefer that sort of more whimsical feel, then this collection is definitely for you. And the thing is, we were also quite aware that not everyone has kids or little kids, grandkids, things like that. But to be honest, I would still send to my son and daughter. I think there's an age where you can send it to your son and daughter. I don't know, late teens, early 20s, when they're getting a bit nostalgic for their childhood. I could send this to Alice and she would absolutely love it. If she was a little bit younger, she'd be like, why are you sending me that? But there's an age where you can get away with sending them something that reminds them of their childhood. But I just love this one, especially because you've got the bit of the glow of the lights sort of hitting his face and his clothes, those cute little baby reindeer. Now, I'm well aware that baby reindeer don't have antlers. But for nostalgic purposes, they do. Or they're wearing headbands. Either or, it works. So these are, I love all the dangly baubles on the antlers. I think it's just so cute. And I think you can take a little bit of artistic license, can't you? When it comes to making an animal a little bit cute. So these are obviously the A4. So you've got those two toppers, which 3x4, and then you get that lovely 8x8 at the top. They just make you happy. I think you know, the kids playing in the snow. Obviously, you wouldn't really allow your kids to go. Pretty sure Bambi and her mum wouldn't be allowing you to put some tinsel and some lights on the on Bambi. So that is, and again, I'll get popped on my page. When We Believed. I think even the name sort of takes you back to being little, doesn't it? His little face isn't that the sweetest? Boy, done good. He did really well, didn't he? He did. Definitely. Bless him. I love the old time Christmas cards. So adorable. Great job, Ben. Yeah. Linda, just got my Highland cow papers. Best ever I have seen. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you like them. That's great. Handcrafted by Gaz, such a gorgeous collection. I'm glad I sent the message I just did now. What message did you send, or have you PM'd me? Oh, look at all them love arts. I'm loving that. Mary Lou, such beautiful designs. Great job, Ben. Such joy in them. Absolutely. So I was saying he brought me a load of finished designs and they fell beautifully into sort of two categories. The more whimsical ones, and this one, Once Upon a Christmas, was his sort of main focus, main idea that he wanted to come up with. So he really wanted the reds and the greens of Christmas. He wanted the snow. He wanted the traditional Christmas tree in there, and he wanted that the idea of the design. Obviously, he was thinking, well, you know, your dogs and cats and things like that. But then obviously he came up with the baby reindeer because it just fit a lot better. That's the 80s, didn't that? That's when you was little. He's in the 80s, he's saying, and I'm like, yes, I'm just assumed people knew you were that old. So yes, when we was younger in the 80s, and we got those Christmas cards, and this is very much when he brought it to me. The first thing I said was, that reminds me of a Christmas card I got when I was little, and he was like, yes, that's the whole point. So this one is more bold in the colour rather than whimsical. So you've got lots of red. So you've got it's just more bold in the design. So you can see the reds and the green, a bit of a pop of pink in there, because obviously she's a little girl. But again, the little baby reindeer, so adorable. And snowing in this one. Concentration on his face. It reminds me of my grandson Theo. When he's concentrating, you know, on destroying one of his toys, he's got that look on his face. So I love this one. So that swag, you could cut that out fussy cut that out and just use that on its own, but these really do take me back. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So this is the one, I'll show you the card that I made, that I used on the card. Now this was the first one that he did because he loved the glow from the lights, and the glow is sort of hitting his face and his arms, as you can see. And then the rest sort of came from there. Let me grab that card. Oh. So that is the card that I made. So it's got an acetate dome on the front. But I think the acetate really enhances that sort of glow. And obviously you can see that I use those Christmas lights from the kit that you're going to get. I did nothing to it except for just matte and layered up on foam pads, and then I put, like I said, the acetate dome over the front, and that was it. Even without the acetate dome, just matting and layering them up is really all it needs. I just love them. Again, that concentration face. I think we all see one of our kids or grandkids in these, don't we? Look at that one. And just those, oh, I can see all my grey hair. Can you see my grey hair? Never mind the light glowing on his face. It's glowing on my grey hair. It's time to go to the hairdressers, I think. I love that one. They're just adorable. So if you have got kids or grandkids, or you make and sell, at Christmas fairs, these are going to go down a tree, definitely. Look at that one. So some of the little girls and boys are a little bit younger, some are a little bit older on these, but they're all sort of childhood ones. So they're standalone. There's no backgrounds that go with those. But again, I don't think you need them. You just, like I say, I just use mass and layers of red, gold and whites to create that. And you don't need anything else. I mean, of course, if you want to, you absolutely can do. But again, if you do make in bulk, these are definitely all of my collections that I bring to you. I like to think if you want to make in bulk, you absolutely can. You can just put these up and layer, and then they're all done. But then what you can also do is you can really go to town with them. It's just that versatility is what I wanted as a crafter when we were creating, when we create any of our designs. I want to give you the option of just put that on some card and it's done with a sentiment, or the option of going to town, really having a play because you're so inspired by the design. So, you need a paper pad, I think, that gives you both options. I love that collection. Reminds me of cards I got when I was a young Betty. That's it, absolutely. Oh, you PM'd me, Gaz. So much nostalgia. Yes. Angela for Crafts, I love that. Gaz is going to get his scrubby mitts on these. Absolutely love this paper. Thank you very much, Darlene. Gorgeous cards, spoiled for choice. Absolutely. They are gorgeous. Thinking of these for my niece's little boy. Yeah, absolutely perfect for that. So precious, right? So lots of so precious, wonderful, well done. All the papers are gorgeous, right? Thank you so much. So remember, all of these come in a 12 by 12. They come in the A4, which has the 8 by 8 on. Why can't I can't hold them straight for love nor money? And your two toppers, your 6 by 6s, and then obviously they all come in your topper sheets as well. if you've bought a kit, if you put a deposit down on one of the kits, then I don't know what we're going to say to you. What we're going to say. If you've put a deposit on a kit, remember you can pick any 12 by 12 and any 6 by 6. So you could have the 12 by 12 velvet reindeer mane and a 6 by 6 Santa's cozy Christmas. You just need to pop me a message and let me know which you want, and then I will get on with them. If you haven't put a deposit down and you want one of the kits, pop me a message because I've got 12 left. So pop me a message if you want one of them kits. And then obviously if I sell out, I'm happy to do another run. But for now, we've got 12 left. So just pop me a message. My email is below, or again, on any of my socials. And also don't forget that anyone who places an order sort of within the next 24 hours of this live are in with the chance of winning an extra free pad in their order. So what we do is we get all the orders ready, and then just in a couple of the parcels, we just put an extra free pad in. So I don't know whose it's gone in, and you don't until you get there and you get that extra free pad. So, but I always get lots of lovely messages saying thank you so much for the extra surprise. So, yeah. So for ordering, what I'm going to do is just give me a minute. Right, let me think. What were we doing? We've gone through the kit, we've gone through the papers, I've explained about the boxes. I think we're done. How oh, it's only 7 o'clock. Look, it's only 7 o'clock. Look at me, went through all of them quick, didn't I? Yes, so I do, Melissa Craig, yes. I send all of these to the US, definitely. My paper's made here in the UK, sourced here in the UK, and obviously I print here in the UK, so no China to upset Mr. Trump. So yeah, there's never been an issue with my parcels getting to the US. So yes, absolutely. You just pop me a message, let me know what you want, and then I always thought payment is via PayPal, so it keeps it nice and secure for you and me. Linda, if you're new to their papers, don't be afraid to order. They are beautiful papers. I have last year's Christmas papers, so very beautiful. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, oh, thank you. Yes, yeah, testament. I mean, you've got people saying here that, you know, they've got my papers and they're loving them, so that's brilliant, definitely. And so I'm really glad that you're loving it. I was going to do some sneaky peeks, but I didn't print any off. I didn't print any off at all, which is not like me, because I like to show lots of sneaky peeks, but that's all right. Because I'm going to be doing it live on Thursday. I've got a couple of projects in mind, and I'm going to use these Christmas papers. I've got a fabulous idea for a advent calendar. Because Matt did such an amazing job on his, I really feel like I need to up my game. So I've had a great idea that I'm either going to put the video together, the tutorial, and upload it, or I'll do it as a live when I'm sort of having a bit of a play with it, depending on how long and it sort of takes to come together will depend on how I put it to you guys. Blame it on the heat. I'm forgetting stuff left and right. I would love to. Do you know, I've always been really forgetful. Always. I've always had, as my mum said, a mind like a sieve, or a memory like a sieve. But this, see, I can't even remember what it's called. Perimenopause, apparently. The levels of something have to get to a certain height, and then you're in like full menopause. But if perimenopause is anything to go by, really not looking forward to menopause. And there's only so many times I can say to Ben, it's brain fog, it's menopause, before he just kills me anyway. Oh, exciting. I'm sure you showed the kit, but can you show it again? I can. Now, I didn't show the kit per se. I showed you all of my bits. Not my bits, obviously. Not in any way, shape, or form order. But yes, I'll go through everything for you. So, first of all, you get this lovely stencil. So it's just under 5 inches by 10 inches high. And I love the little sort of stamps and all the different script that you get on there. I think it's perfectly Christmas, isn't it? So you get that wonderfully big stencil. You're going to get lots of stickers, and you're going to get their lovely fronts. And again, lots of assorted different ones in sort of greens and blues. So you're going to get lots, obviously you're going to get more than just the 4 that I'm showing you. And then we've got lots of lovely Christmas tree stickers and lots of lovely front doors, all decorated up for Christmas. So you're getting a lovely little sort of selection of stickers. And you're also going to get styles may vary, or colours may vary, but you're also going to get a roll of script washi paper. It's one of my favourite things to use is washi. It's got so many uses, it's unbelievable. So that's sort of your sticker selection. And then you're going to get, I love this, you're going to get a lovely metre of this. It's called fishing wire, but it's got those beautiful sort of crystal beads running along it. You're also going to get a metre of this, which I absolutely love. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I used it on the card. It is just so much fun. And then you're going to get some berries. So you're going to get an assortment of white. And I know they're still in the packaging, but if you pop to my page, you can see the pictures and the amounts of everything that you're going to get. You're going to get those blue ones, and they're just dusted with, can you see they're just dusted with snow? A little bit of snow on there. So you're going to get the white berries, blue ones, and you're going to get some lovely red ones as well. So again, an assortment of berries you're going to be getting. And then, oh, this lovely frame. So you can see where I've just stuck my nail in it. This one's not yours, don't worry. So what it is, it's a floating frame. So it opens up, and what you can do is you can put, so if you've got, I don't know, whatever, if you've got some beads, if you've got some chain, if you've got a flower or anything, you just pop it in there, and then you close it, and you've got a beautiful floating image. It's absolutely lovely, and I thought it's just a little bit of fun. And then when you're done, take it out, and if this is stretched, you just get your hairdryer, you just heat it gently, and it flattens back out for you to put something else in there. So you can reuse it, you cannot reuse it, it's entirely up to you. I thought that was just a little bit of fun. And then let me get a few of these out. So what you're going to get as well is, let me pop them there. You're going to get some, and if I just pop that one next to it, some little pom-poms, but they're flat on the back. And you just pull them out. Just a bit more hard maker friendly, I think. So you're getting some lovely white pom-poms. And then what you're getting next is you're going to get an assortment of beads and baubles. So there's this one, and you can just sort of see that there's stuff in there. And you've got Christmas confetti. So you've got candy canes in there, you've got snowflakes, you've got Christmas trees, you've got Santa face, you've got all sorts of fabulous stuff in there. So you're going to get those in there. You're going to get some of these lovely ivory ones. And what I love about them is, just bear with me, they're all rolling everywhere. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up. So, let me see, can you just make out the bling round the top? The pictures on the website, on my page, sorry, are showing you, but you're going to get an assortment of those little Christmas baubles. You're going to get an assortment of the coloured ones. Again, they've got the bling round the top. So you're going to get some of the pear drop ones, obviously along with that one. And then you're going to get some of these as well. So these are fillable ones. So some little glass baubles. You put whatever you want in there, and then you just seal them up with the little lid, pop a little bit of glue on, seal them up, and then you've got your own little personalised baubles. So if you wanted to put something in there that is specific to whoever you create the card or the project for. So, for instance, I mean, they've got all sorts of Christmas confetti in. You can get so many little sequins and confettis of so many different things. You could put some little dried flowers in there, little petals, whatever you wanted. And again, I just thought they were just a little bit of fun. And then you're going to get a couple of wooden embellishments. So you're going to get this little front of a house. Obviously, they take your paints, your inks, your colouring, your alcohol pens, everything like that. So you're going to get that. And then I have these made. So it is, obviously, what did I say before? I said 4x6, didn't I? 4x6. So you've got this beautiful MDF window frame. And you've got two of these. So that one is going to go on there. So you've got that lovely dimension. This one goes on the bottom. You can use those. Don't have to use those if you don't want to. But I thought, again, it's Christmas. You've always got that through the Christmas window feel, haven't you? So you can really go to town with that. And then I also said that I would pop in a couple of sheets of toppers. So whatever one you decide to pick, I'll pop in a couple of sheets of toppers, and there will be all 3x3. So a nice sort of size for you to be creating advent calendars with if you want to. So lots in there. I mean, that stencil alone was, if you were to buy it separate, was it $7.99 or $8.99? And then you obviously get a 12x12 and a 6x6 in there. So I like to cram as much as I can into each kit. But what I don't do is like give you a bag of 50 of those and, like 50 of these. What I like to do is I like to give you lots of little bits of everything. So hence why your little bead selection will be all of these. So you're getting the clear ones, you're getting some of those, some of those, some of those, and some of those, rather than just a lot of one thing, because then it's like a little taster box. You got a little taste of everything, because if it gets there, you don't like the berries or you don't like a particular sticker, you don't have to worry, because like you haven't got like a load of one particular thing. I think when you buy a lot of one thing, you use it a couple of times and then you don't know, or you use it on the projects and then it's sort of, you've got loads left over. But I like you to be able to have enough of everything where you get to make lots of things, but then you're not sat with loads of stuff left over, because then you come back and you buy another kit from me of next month's stuff or next month's stuff. Laurie Brownwell. Hi, also I'm late and I can't stay, but want you to pop in and say hello. Oh, hello. Thank you for popping in, even if for 2 minutes. So that's the kit. So I love this kit because you've got a little bit of everything, and it works with all of the collections. Even the two pads that Ben brought to me after I'd got all my kits ready, they actually are going to work really well with those as well, as you see. So I used just that Christmas light string on there. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? And I think just adding, and you could really go to town with loads of the other things, but I think with that image, you didn't need to. I didn't need to. And I just put a little sentiment, leave a little sparkle wherever you go. So it's not even necessarily Christmas sentiment, but it still worked with that beautiful paper. So yeah, look at me all done, not keeping you for 3 hours. Yeah, just lots of lovely. I do like the wood ornaments. Oh, you don't like them? I don't like the wood ornaments. Word or wood? So bland, so I call them baubles now too. And I think that's it, isn't it? Not everything's for everyone. I must admit, I never used to love MDF kits and like wood things and stuff like that. That's it, 100%. Because I always thought that you had to paint them. And I used to paint them and I used to use Ben's oils and his acrylics and I used to get streaks in them and I hated them. But I've discovered that I love the little chippies. So I love them now because I've stopped using this stuff. I've got my inks, my really good inks, my opaque ones work really well with your chippies because I can use my embossing powder with them. So I can put my opaque inks on, pop some clear embossing powder over the top, and it looks really, really fabulous. So, oh, and you can get that snow stuff. It's on, I don't know what it is or where you can get it from, so I'm probably no help to you, but you know that sort of, it's almost like a paint or something, and then you heat it and it bubbles up and it makes it look like you've got like real faux snow. Is that a thing? But do you know what I mean? So that would look absolutely gorgeous, sort of on the bottom of there. Put some of that on, have it bubble up so it looks like you've got real snow on there. Use one of those Santa images to have him sort of peeking in or out of that window. Knocked it out of the park again, thank you. That's the order sent. The word, love the wood. All right, okay. Is ornaments more common in America when we say baubles? Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Ornaments, Christmas tree ornaments, aren't they for you? Baubles sound more fancy. Yeah, it's hard because I try to be very conscious of the words that you use compared to us, but sometimes you just forget. Come on, it's me. Right. So I think I'm done. All my Christmas collections, they're going to be pictures taken, popped up onto my page. I will get a reel made of all the DT stuff and pop it on here because I know some of you aren't on Facebook. But if you're not on Facebook and you are wanting to message me or order, my email is down below. So it's michellemc3@sky.com, or you can pop a message on here. I normally come back all the time and check. We'll have to rewatch from the beginning, such adorable papers. Yes, rewatch from the beginning because I also gave you a lesson about reindeer. So you don't want to miss that. Yes, don't forget, I do have 12 kits left, and you can choose which papers you want to go in that kit. You get to choose one 12x12 and one 6x6. And you can pick whichever ones you want because they all come in a 12x12 A4 and a 6x6. So, yes, she answers their messages. Oh, thanks. I do. I'm way too nosy not to. Can I just say, there is a show next Thursday. I'm going to be using some of these papers and I'm going to be doing a live. I've got an idea for some things that I want to do. So, and it's quite a nice, and it's not like a 6-hour folio. It's quite nice and a nice and easy, lovely little Christmas project. Like and share. Thank you very much. I was just going to say that. So even if you do not purchase from me, just you watching this is just as important, and just the clicking on the like and the share and things like that. It just means that I get out there a little bit more. I liked already. Oh, thank you. Right, so I'm going to go take a really cold shower now because it's so hot. But thank you all so much. And remember, if you've got any questions, just pop me a message. Any ideas for upcoming, because the folio, it was better, she messaged me and said, I'd love to see something like that. So I said, well, I can create a folio for one of the lives. That's no problem at all. So if you've got any ideas, just let me know, because I'm creating this for you guys. So if it's not something that, if you're wanting to see, then there's sort of no point me doing it. So if you've got ideas, definitely flood them. Flood me with them even, and we will get onto that, definitely. So whatever time of day it is for you there, I hope you have a cooler morning, afternoon or evening than I'm having, and I will definitely see you all next week. So let me find my end stream button. Right, there it is. So thank you all so much, and I will see you next